Hi guys, Jason the Phone Boy here. I'm going to do another review on another headlamp that I own. This one's slightly more expensive, but the quality is slightly better on this particular product. This headlamp is made by Coast, and you can find these headlamps at Lowe's and Home Depot and such. It uses 3 AAA batteries, and it has an output, a light output, of anywhere from 140 lumens down to 20 lumens. It's a decent headlamp, all in all. It does not come with a cap strap across the top here. It just has the ones that go around the head, which is fine because it's very evenly weighted down. You know, from this side and this side, it's evenly weighted, so you don't have to worry about it sliding down your face or anything like that. So it works pretty well. Obviously, it's got a battery pack on the back, and then a cord that goes through this elastic tube through here up to your light. And all of this is adjustable, so you can turn the headlamp around your head any way that you want to configure it. Now, one of the things that I absolutely love about Coast, and one of the things that I believe that Coast has been extremely innovative on, is the way that their light systems work. Bringing out the Coast P14 again, one of my little flashlights that I've had for a while. One of the things that I really like about them is this system where the head of the light, I'm going to pull off something here. The head of the light goes up and down. There's holes here in the front that act kind of like a diaphragm. They allow air to go in and out of this lighting system, but what that does is that allows you to go from a flood to a spot really easily. That's the only thing. I mean, I absolutely love that about Coast, but that's pretty much the only thing I love about their flashlights. It comes in real handy for search and rescue type stuff, because you can look at your map with a wide beam, and then you can search with a far off spotty beam. And the same is true for this headlamp. When you turn it on, you've got a spotty beam, or you've got kind of a wide beam, or you can focus the lamp and get a spot beam. So you can get a nice close-up beam looking at your map, and then spot off to go look in a distance for, you know, a body in the trees or whatever, which is really nice. Another thing that I like about this particular system is on the back here, you've got this lever that allows you to change, increase and decrease the light output, which is, I mean, this is the reason that I got this, was so that if I'm doing any kind of search and rescue or whatever at nighttime, I can look down at my map, and when I was using a high beam searching in the woods for something, I can now look down at my map, turn it down on low, and I'm not blinding myself with the glare coming off the map. Definitely something that I like about this light. Now, all in all, this is a great light. A couple of downsides to it. When I initially got it, there's some padding here on the back where the strap's at on the top and the bottom. You see how there's padding right here? Well, what that is that stuff that I have added on to it. When this comes to you, it does not have that padding, and it's something that, in my mind, changes the flashlight completely. First time I put this flashlight on, I hated it. And I said, you know, if I had that, I bet I would enjoy that light a lot more. So I did. I padded that area, I put the light on, bingo, hit the spot, perfect. Now it fits my head better, works better. It has a really good tilt. I mean, look at that tilt. That is a very good tilt right there. That's beyond 45 degrees. That's closer to like 75 degrees of an angle in tilt. And it's very solid lockup on the tilt as well. Also, it has screws here on the side, so you could tighten the screws up and make that tilt even tighter and more solid. The downside of this flashlight, which is the downside to every single headlamp that I've owned so far, not every flashlight but most of them, is the fact that it runs off of a AAA system. Once again, it's got great voltage, bad runtime. And LED and Coast's flashlights, unfortunately, are not exactly the best running flashlights out there. They make some good flashlights, they make some powerful flashlights, but they just don't have the runtime of other companies. But I'd say this light actually lands itself in a perfect niche, where other flashlights are just harder to deal with. The first reason I think it lands in a really good niche for a search and rescue at nighttime scenario is the on-off switch is on and off. It doesn't have a high, low, strobe mode, any of that. It's on-off. Very simple, very easy. The second reason is because of this switch in the rear here to brighten or dim the light, which helps you to save on battery power if you don't need the really bright light. But on the other hand, if you do need it, you can turn it up. One of the reasons I like that is because, or one of the reasons I think that this fits a certain niche with that particular system, is especially for map reading at night. Other lights, you're going to have to change them to red lights. You're going to have to turn your other headlamps off, or press buttons and everything else to change the brightness of the light. This one, you just simply put your hand behind your head, boom, turn it down. You're good to go. Just like that. Nothing real fancy. If you want to change the focus on it, you just turn the bezel up here, and it changes the focus from spot to flood. And you can very easily, once again, change your brightness with it on flood as well. So, for really quick stuff without having to touch your hands and everything, it just makes things simple. Personally, I've used this flashlight on a few accidents, car accidents, and this in the back is very nice, because if you're looking for a patient that may have been ejected from a vehicle and you're using a bright light, maybe you've touched some leaves or something, or you've touched the car and there is blood residue on those vehicles, but now all of a sudden your chief wants to come and talk to you, and you're not just going to reach up with your bloody hands and turn your light off. What you can do is you can take your arm, throw your arm behind your head, and then just hit that switch back there with your arm, or with your wrist, or something that doesn't have blood all over it, to dim the lights. It's a very workable system compared to most lights where you've got to fidget around and find a small button to change the mode or change the light and everything else. It allows you to not actually use your hands to brighten or dim the lights. So if it's a pretty good niche. I use this light fairly often, but I don't use it in long term. I generally will use it with something that I need to do quickly or will only take about an hour or so to do, because the battery life on this is only about an hour and a half, which for three AAAs and for a lumen brightness of 140 lumens, that's doable. That's definitely decent. It's not a bad runtime. The cost on this headlamp is about $40, which in my mind is not too bad. Once again, I would love to own some more expensive Phoenix headlamps, but for the cost of this headlamp and for the amount of output that it gives compared to the battery life, I'm happy with it. And like I said, it fits such a specific area for what I do that I feel it's a great headlamp for anybody who does any kind of first responder rescue type stuff. So, if you liked the video, go ahead and get you one. Give it a try. Not everybody's going to be happy with this light, I'll be honest. I wasn't happy with it the first time that I put it on, and it's kind of grown on me throughout the year that I've owned it. But yeah, guys, I'm Jason the Phone Boy. Remember, gotta think outside the box if you want to stay outside the box. Later, guys.